But now we're going to move on to the results of the best beer style. And this is another one.
Not as popular of a vote.
Yeah.
Just under 800 votes.
Yeah, and this is one where I didn't think, I mean, our following is
mostly gaming.
Much heavier gaming.
Twitter in general, really.
Yeah, but I will say the result didn't shock me for what came in number one.
Yeah.
But before we get to results, Jim, what did you pick as your favorite?
I picked sours.
Okay. And I went with stouts. So with that, the winner was the IPA.
Shocker.
That is obviously the most, like, I don't even, it's like the popular kill on the block. If you talk about beer, and especially craft beer, everyone just talks IPAs. What kind of IPA you have? Did you try this IPA? A lot of them, there are some absolutely delicious ones out there, especially double IPAs.
And like every brewery has an IPA.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's the easiest to brew at this point, but it's the most ubiquitous, basically.
It's like, yeah, it's essentially the craft beer version of a light lager. It's like that's the version of their beer that every brewery has.
It's a craft beer version of Pepsi.
Yeah, exactly. But either way, so that one and stouts was number 2. That broke my heart. I didn't expect stouts to get that far.
So close.
I obviously talk about how much I love stouts all the time, and especially doing this in summer. The number of people that I sent this bracket to and said, if you sent this to me in winter or fall when I was drinking stouts, I would have picked it. A lot of those guys were on the wire and went with IPAs. We'll just kind of cover the top 6, we'll say. The number 3, which was Pilsners and Pale Lagers, that shocked the shit out of me because we figure everyone filling this out is going to be more in a craft beer. And I don't know anyone who truly loves craft beer that loves pale lagers or pilsners, because that's basically your Coors, your this, your that. It's all your standard, major beer companies, which we like. Just didn't think it would get far in this.
Yeah, I mean, it goes to show that the big 3 are the big 3 for a reason.
Yeah. Then we have porters, which, once again, I didn't think it would get that far, especially it started off against stouts. So, yeah.
That's what killed you.
Yeah. And then Jim's wild sour beers.
I'll take top 5.
Yeah, sour's another style that's been gaining a lot of popularity. A lot more brewers are trying it now. The market before was basically just lambics and some other kind of just the Guez style. Now it's like American Wilds are just going crazy from every brewery. I like that style. It's just some of them can be a little too tart, a little too out there for me.
I like the tart.
Yeah, we know you do. And then I'll just mention that wheat beers came in number 6. And I only wanted to bring it to 6 because when I started this, for a solid day, wheat beers were winning. And ironically enough, everyone I told that to was like, man, you just must have had a lot of female voters. And these are guys that aren't exactly super hardcore into craft beer, so I didn't even get it because I
like wheat beer.
I love wheat beers, and a lot of them I think of as wit beers and like the more German and Belgian styles.
Yeah.
I think I was shocked they didn't.
Maybe they all think it's Leinenkugel.
That's my guess, or Blue Moon. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then
the bottom.
The bottom 3 we'll say are Box.
That's a shame.
Which Box never get enough love. The easiest way for me to describe for people who don't drink a lot of beer, that's basically the porter version of a lager. It's a dark ale it's
a nice in between.
Fairly drinkable, but yeah, it doesn't get a lot of love. Scottish style ales were number 15, which that went against IPAs, so of course it was going to get killed. Then number 14, fruit and vegetable beers, which, I think that's fair. Some people just don't like it or don't understand that any beer really brewed with any form of vegetable or fruit is a fruit or vegetable beer. So
no, bro, you're not a goddamn man unless it tastes like a hop took a shit in your mouth. That's what real beer is, goddammit.
Yeah.
God forbid there's flavor. God forbid.
So, once again, thank you guys who did vote on this.
Right, your precious pumpkin beer. You didn't mention that being one above.
Yeah, I actually expected that to be the last because people seem to love to hate pumpkin beers. I don't get it. Jim and I have said many times, like, why do you hate flavor? But whatever. The fact that it was 13, there was enough people I heard voting that They do like it, but that had some of the toughest matchups in the bracket, I'll say, because it went against stouts and apparently pilsners and pale lagers very early.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Those ones were winners. So, yeah.
Surprised cream was like in the middle.
Yeah, cream. There's not, at least even from PA breweries.
I haven't even had that many cream ales in general.
I've had maybe 12, if that different. It's just not a style that you try that much. So for that to be that high, these brackets are interesting.
Yeah.